So it is, let's see what time it is here. Almost 10:30 on Wednesday morning. And Evan has likely not had his coffee yet, but I'm going to make him do stuff. So, let's go find Mr. Bloom in the shop. Can you?
Oh, crap.
Yeah, you know what time it is. Hang on, this is important. Sorry.
Good job.
I challenge you to build a metal rig for $1,000 or less.
Alright.
Now, we can flip the challenge coin to see who goes first. However, I will do it away from that guitar. No, even better. Zachary, flip us a coin. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Okay, so I go first.
Alright.
Actually, I guess I can choose, but yes, I go first. Alright, so I'm gonna spend a hypothetical $1,000.
Going on right now? No,
I have zero idea.
I'm gonna spend a hypothetical $1,000 on metal stuff. Let's do this. Actually, here. I'm gonna give this to Evan.
Oh.
Follow me!
It's not like I was working or something.
No.
Where's my coffee? This thing's gonna come out looking like Cloverfield.
I can't wait. Okay, so let's start with, I need a good amp. Amp is very important for metal. Ideally, I'd get something like this Engel, but that's a little out of my price range. But the 6505, on the other hand, is about 500 bucks. So let's see. And this cabinet is
Yeah, he has a 530.
3, so that's pushing it for me to get a good guitar. So let's see what else I can do.
No,
How about
530 stuff was different. I had just
something more like
it was looking over here and that was
the Viper. Not tube, but really good sounding tube-ish stuff. $300. That gives me $700 to work with for guitar, pedals, whatever. Also, should be noted, I'm not going to count sales tax or like things like cables. We're just talking about the major pieces. The guitars. Now I could spend more on the guitar and less on other stuff, or I could spend a little less on the guitar and get some other things. I don't really want like a Strat or something with single coils because I'm going to play metal, so I want humbuckers. I'm thinking I need a Jackson. Alright, just for funs, I think I'm going to go with the JS32 Dinky with the maple neck and the Floyd Rose Tremolo. So that's another $300. So that brings us to 6, which means I have $400 to work with. I didn't even have to use a calculator for that. I'm with the basic math school. Alright.
Your public education dollars at work, folks.
Yes! Let's see. I think a lot of this stuff is built into that amp. So I don't really need it, but I would like a wah pedal. Go with the Model 95Q here, which is 90 bucks. Which leaves me about $310. Okay, let's see what else. I'm thinking an overdrive for lead stuff. Take this Green Mile here. $80. Then I think the only thing I'm going to get besides that is something just for fun.
Prioritize this. I think the biggest priorities are probably always
Like a Phase 90. Alright, so let's.
I thought we were playing metal.
We are playing metal. You can use phaser in metal.
and then move on to the other stuff.
Do what I want.
Yeah.
Alright, so now let's calculate and see where we're at here. I'm good with that. So, as I said, not counting patch cables and all that stuff, but I actually will still have enough to cover all that. Let's see if Mr. Bloom can do the same. Switch out! Alright.
Coffee.
I told you he hadn't had his coffee yet. Let's see what he can do.
How much was that, Viper?
I think that one's like $800 actually. $849. That's the Pro.
Okay. Somebody forgot to price it when they took it out of the box.
I blame Keaton. Did you not price it? That's what I thought. Also, if it's on clearance price, that counts. You can use clearance price. We got pedals.
We do got pedals.
We also have Fender baseballs. That may help. Oh, Mustang 3! $330. Nice choice. Ah, yes. PRS Tremonti Signature SE. Alright, you get clearance price on that too, so that's, we'll call it $560. These sound really good.
10 to 52.
10 to 52s.
I'm good.
Fair enough. Let us begin. Okay, so we're back in the room and we're making noise. So he ended up going with the Mustang 3, which is a 100-watt 112, and the PRS SE Tremonti Custom.
Mm-hmm. Which we had this particular one on clearance, so I could afford it. Otherwise, one of the SE Standard 24s probably would have been the sub-in for that. High gain pickups, mahogany.
Metal.
Sound that I look for.
Is that new Bieber song?
Yes.
Sweet. Oh, and he also, in the budget, was able to get the 4-button foot switch. So he's got kind of an advantage on me in the foot switch department. I have no clean sound, because I have the amp set kind of dirty, and then I've got the wah pedal and a phaser and an overdrive. No clean sounds. Because metal. See, my metal's like crunch metal. Like Petrucci.
Oh, dude,
metal.
I'm just fucking around with the first 3 presets in this amp. Like, I haven't even done anything yet. But with this foot switch, one, I've got access to my tuner on the floor while I'm playing.
I have access to a snark on the end of my headstock.
Which he says he has budget for.
I
but
do.
don't know.
I do. It's like $20.
But I can go between, I can save 3 specific presets, so complete change in tone for 3 different sounds, or I can set it up so it scrolls up and down through the banks of presets in the amp, so I could theoretically set up a different sound for every song in my set list and just scroll straight through them. Or I could set it up so that the stomp box, I can independently control an effect in the front end of the amp, the modulation, and the delay, and turn them on and off at will, like I had a small 3-button foot pedal board kind of thing going on. So in terms of like actually being able to use this thing and go out and gig on it, might make that a little more useful.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It depends on what style of music you do. If you do like metal, maybe. I like dinkies. They're growing on me.
It grew on me, Coral.
It grew on me.
Also, I will note that in the pick out phase earlier, I did pull a set of 10 to 52 strings. I didn't put them on this guitar because this guitar is still going to be for sale in the shop. But otherwise, if I were setting it up for metal, I would use heavier gauge. These are 10 to 42s that come on it. I would use much heavier bass strings because, especially lower tunings and things, I'd want to have a little more tension, for those.
So also, talking about gigging, these are both solid state amps, but they're both 100-watt solid state amps, and they're very loud.
Really
Very
loud.
loud. Like, no problem playing above a drummer or whatever. I mean, like, it's just brutally loud. And I don't know where yours at. I'm on like 1.5. And it's just like filling up the room.
That's not what it was supposed to do.
Oh, it's not what it was supposed to do. So, we're going to go back and forth and play some riffs and licks and stuff, and you guys tell us who did a better job building the rig. Also, you can say who's better, but that's fine. We know it's Evan. But so yeah.
All right, so I got the foot switch set up. I think I'm only using presets out of this amp. I haven't gone in and done any adjustment to it, so it's straight presets. So all the sounds you get are what you would get coming out of the box.
Yeah, I pretty much did the same thing. I dialed it over to the Triple X amp model and just hit it, and then that's pretty much where I'm at. I turned the gain back a little bit. Well, I can't do that. That's cool. Let's go. Let's do this. I think Ozzy's metal.
It's out of tune.
Oh, I'm a Floyd Rose! It's probably still out of tune. This has got Jackson's signature Indonesian string line on it, so. I like chuggy stuff. I turned the Tube Screamer on for more crunch. Gent, gent, gent.
There's no reverb in Metallica. That's more like it.
There's no crying in baseball. There's no reverb in Metallica.
There's no reverb in Metallica.
Thank you, Evan, for the assist.
Yep.
I'm noticing here too is that I think obviously part of it's in our hands. We're different players, but I think the way that you set your tone is different than the way that I set my tone. So like when
Presets.
yeah, well, I know I'm just like, but the way that the way you hit it, it's like it's more mid-rangey, and it's less mid-rangey with me over here because I like don't want to be heard. So I'm like, maybe if I turn the mids down, they won't hear me as much.
Well, and I'm also picking presets that are a little bit low end light, like not as bassy and boomy,
Yeah.
with the expectation that if this is a rig, if we're playing with a band, there's a bass player and he's taking up all of that space. And so if I can cut a little bit of bass out of myself, it doesn't sound as cool in the bedroom, but it sounds better when you're on live with the band.
I don't like bass players, so.
I didn't say I like them.
We're gonna get so much flack for this. Let me just stop and say we actually really do like bass players sometimes. I will say in terms of the Jackson here, like for $300, man, this is a great guitar. It's got a good setup and it plays really nice and it's staying in tune, like with the Floyd, really good. And I mean, it's a good guitar. Like, this is totally usable.
Yeah, I purposely leaned into a more expensive instrument. Because I didn't get the pedals.
Yeah.
That's what I did is
Yeah.
instead of getting the foot pedals, spending another $300 on those, went for the nicer instrument.
Yeah, and that it really is like it's a nicer instrument, but you pay more for it. So you know to get what you pay for. They're nicer Jacksons too, but I just thought this was a good guitar.
That's got the phaser on it. So let's see. Turn it off? I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does.
Which works.
He does that. Make sure I'm
You gonna try this?
in tune here. Yeah. Ha! Joke's on you.
It's like Van Halen on Valium.
Yeah.
Is that the Phase 90?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like a little more bright and toppy. And it kind of gives
Yeah.
it that little bit of harmonic. It's cool when you're doing that.
The sweep on the end of it's almost flangey.
Yeah, in a nice way.
The block logos, not useless.
No, that's a good sound.
Everybody freaks out about the script logos, but that sounds really cool.
I have a script logo one, and it's great. But this sounds really good too. It's just edgier. It's like, I mean, probably Eddie would have used that back then if that's the way they had that out.
Yeah.
Like, because it's got. I think he was using it as a treble boost, really.
Right.
All right. Well, you be the judge. Who did a better job building the heavy rig for under $1,000? So, I spent about $900, I think. And I got the Dinky, the 3 pedals, and the Viper. And he spent
Somewhere in the same thing, 950, 980.
those though. So.
We're out.
Yeah, in a second I'm